So once I have my point cloud registered and geo-referenced, now I can bring it into AutoCAD or into Revit or into Navis or even into Recap. You don't have to have your point cloud geo-referenced if you want to bring it into any of those products, but the nice thing with it being geo-referenced is if you have CAD data, everything will be in the same position. So once I have all those steps completed, I'm just going to bring in a subsection of these pipes here where I'm going to design a pump around this part of the point cloud. So earlier on I created a subsection for the pipes for a new pump. I'm just going to turn off the original point cloud. So now you can see here I'm just dealing with this area. So in the latest version of Trimble Realworks, you can now export RCP files or RCS files right out of Realworks. You need to be on the latest version, so to see which version you're on, you can just check it down here. You have to be on the build in 0.467. That so far that's the latest build out of Realworks. If you're not, you will not be able to export the RCS file format. So once you're on the correct build, you can go to Home and you can go to select your point cloud. You know when it's selected, you'll have this yellow ribbon around it. And go to Export and Export Selection. I'm just going to go back to a folder here. I'll put it into my folder here where I created earlier on, Realworks Exports. And then you'll see in your list of all the different file formats you can export right out of Realworks. Here I'm going to select the RCP file format. Again, I mentioned if you do not have Recap Pro, you will not be able to export out of Realworks. The workaround is if you just have the normal standard Recap 360, not the Pro version, you still can bring it into Recap. The workaround is to actually export it out as an E57, and then once you have it as an E57, you can convert the E57 in Recap into an RCP or RCS file. The only downfall with that is it normally takes longer because you're normally exporting out as an E57 from Realworks and then bring that E57 into Recap and then that E57 out of Recap as an RCP file or an RCS file right into any of the Autodesk products. Another disadvantage with the E57 is that they're generally a larger file versus a compressed RCP or RCS file format. So now I can go back to my export function and I'm just going to override my old one and hit save. You want to replace it? Yes. So now it's going to export the point cloud out as an RCP file. So once my file is exported, I can show you here quickly. Realworks is under Dimensions 2, and now you can see here we have our RCP file. If I'm looking for the RCS, it'll be in the support folder here. So normally if I'm sharing just the RCS, I will give them just the RCS. I can copy and paste that into a USB. Just to note, if you're doing that with the RCP, you need to copy all of these 3 folders for the end user to view the point cloud. Whereas I mentioned, if you just want to use the RCS, it's just the one file, because you can see here is the actual point cloud here, 36 megabytes. So once that's exported, because it's geo-referenced from a previous stage, I can now open up Navisworks and I can come in here and I can append, we say, my CAD model first. I want to select my CAD model, open it. So here I have a CAD model of the boiler room, and now I want to drop the point cloud right into the actual boiler room. Again, I can just go to append, navigate to where my point cloud is, and I normally bring in the RCS rather than the RCP, and you can see how the point cloud overlaps directly into the actual model. you can even see here how the pipes don't even line up correctly based on the actual model. There's a small bit of an offset. So there's some kind of the advantages that you can actually do with the point cloud is you can do a as-built verification to see what was designed out in the field and how it matches in the real world. And then you can go a step further if you wanted to share this data with someone else out in the field. You can export it. So for this to happen, we're going to go to publish. You need to have Navisworks managed for this to be done. We're going to give it a name. We can say pump. You can leave the rest blank, and you can say display on open, embed the recap and texture data. Check that, and check the embed database properties and hit OK. And then I can come back out to my folder, my overall folder for the project, and I can create Navisworks folder just to keep it in the subcategory. I can call it a pump, and then it'll be my NWG will be the file format. I hit save, and then it's going to export it out. So then if anyone opens up that the NWD, let me go too quickly there. If anyone opens up this file, they'll have both the CAD file and the point cloud all in the one place. There's no need for it to be moving around or in the incorrect position. Sometimes you'll see if you go to a zoom out level, you'll have the point cloud over here and you'll have the CAD model over here. That's because the point cloud isn't georeferenced, but because we georeferenced it at an earlier stage, everything is on the same coordinate system.